Hey guys, this is going to be my first YouTube video. I've been pretty busy with preparing for the OSCP exam, so I really didn't have time to make a video. And although I really did want to get started on YouTube, so I was like, why not just do Liane Kusanagi's list of OSCP-like machines to prepare for the OSCP and do that on, while making a video. Pretty much we're going to focus on the try hack me things. I might make a series of everything. We'll see how that goes. But today we're going to start off with Mr. Robot. I'm going to make it as informative as I can and explain as much as I can as well. So I just started the machine here. Um, and yeah, we'll get to it. So first of all, I made sure I'm connected to the VPN, which is great. From there, let's just wait till this IP shows. And basically in this machine we're just trying to find 3 hidden keys. One's going to be somewhere on the web server, the other one's going to be on once you get a foothold, and the last one's going to be once you get root. So taking the IP, the first thing that we're going to do is do an nmap scan. The ones that I usually do always first is a default scripts -sc for default scripts and sv to enumerate the version. I probably should have done this first before I started the video. But yeah, another thing that I do is with these CTFs, sometimes they have like a very uncommon port. So what I like to do is after this, I like to do a all port scan. But for this particular one, it's not needed. I just don't like going down the rabbit hole, and I would run the all port scan while I'm checking out like a web server or something in the background. So let's just wait till this is over. Great. So we have a web server and we have port 222, which is closed. So let's check out the web server first. Oh, I should turn this off for. Alright, now it should show. So it has this really cool layout. I haven't watched the movie, so I have no idea what this is trying to refer to, but pretty much we'll just wait till it's done and then I'll show you what goes on in here. It gives you a message, like a story type stuff. Okay, so it shows us the commands that are available. I went through all the commands, nothing special. You can't interact with anything. It's just giving you more information, like a video plays, information about F Society, some newspaper articles, really nothing. The only time you can interact with it is using the join command over here, but it only tells you to write an email. I tried playing around with that, obviously like using command injection and stuff, but it wasn't working out. So basically this was a rabbit hole right away. I should have ran a scan while I was doing this, so that's one place of improvement. Just letting some enumeration happens while I'm checking out something, or letting a scan running. So the first thing that I did was I used FUF, and over here do this and rewrite fuzz as the keyword to check where we want the list to go. Now the reason why I'm using directory list 2.3 is because I have like 3 common types of word lists that I usually use: common.txt, this one, and as well as raf small. But for this one, the reason why I use this is because it was the biggest one with 83,000 or 87,000, and since I had nothing else to go around of it, I had to use a long list to check out everything I can. And over here we see WP login, which refers to WordPress. Now let's first check that out. Because it's WordPress, the next thing that I did was I ran away and I went straight into using WP scan. And with WP scan, there's just so much info showing up there with different types of vulnerabilities and all this. A lot of stored cross-site scripting and all this. And it made me go down a rabbit hole, you know. So what I should have done now is I should have went to the login page, which was the main thing. And a common thing with WordPress is, and even I know this, but I just kept convincing myself that this cannot be it, that this is not the way in, because I hate CTFs that use this brute force type of thing to get inside of it. But the thing is, or with this thought in mind, that we're gonna have to brute force, obviously. The way that I found out that we were gonna have to brute force is when you go down here, there's a robots file directory, which you should always check out, which is like key to everything, honestly, or in most CTFs. So from here, if you put that in, you'll find the first key over here. And to get this key, you're obviously just gonna, copy this and paste it right where the robots is. But I'm not gonna be doing that. But there's another thing over here that should be known is the F Society one. This one apparently shows this whole dictionary of all words probably used all throughout the website. And because of this, I assumed that the final thing was that I would have to do a brute force. Now, before going on further, let's download this. Let me check if it's already downloaded or not. ls desktop try hack me Mr. Robot fsite. Okay, yeah, so I have it. And the command to do that is the wget right over here, http, write that, and the output file's name, and that's how you would download this. Once you have this downloaded, the thing with with WordPress, which is common, is that every time you write a username, for example, I'll just write this, and it's incorrect, it says invalid username. And we could leverage this in a way where if we write the correct username, it would not show invalid username and it would give another type of error. And I'm going to give another spoiler. For example, the username that we will find is Elliot. And if I write a random password over here, it's going to give another error that the password you entered for the username Elliot is incorrect. Now, the way that we found Elliot is we took the hint of this huge word list that has probably every words used throughout the website, and we use Hydra. So with Hydra, we're first going to use -L for the username word list, and we're going to name this fsociety. fsociety dot dictionary. I'm going to explain this whole command actually. From here, we use p to specify a specific password that we're going to use, which is admin. We can use any one we want. We just want to specify it so the form or the login request goes through. From there, we will use the IP. And now we're going to, let's just remove this. And now we have to basically tell Hydra where the username is going to go in this request, where the password parameter is going to go in this request, and all of this. So first of all, to get an idea of what's going to happen is we're going to go to burp, and we're going to intercept the request so we have an idea of what type of request is going through. So let's just write admin here and admin here. I'm going to put this to this. Just delete that. And let's just turn intercept on and send this request. Over here we'll see that the parameters that we needed in is called log and password. And the place that this is going to is WP login. And this is also a post request. Noting these stuff, we can make the Hydra request where we have this thing called HTTP post form, because this is a form being sent. Put it in quotes. The first thing that we got to put in is the place that this is going to, or this WP login.php. From there, we're going to use to specify the parameters where these values are going to be put in. To make sure we don't have any typos or anything like that, we're just going to copy these two over here. Copy and paste. Now from here we got to change the admin to user, so Hydra could understand that, and admin to pass. Now the last thing we got to write is the error message that is going to show if we don't get a hit. So if we do this, which is, let me turn off burp for a second. So if we do this, that's not turned off. Oh, it is. Admin, the invalid username. This is the value that we're going to have, that Hydra is going to check for. And Hydra is going to note that if this value shows, then we have the wrong username, right? Or the wrong way to log in, pretty much. You could, I'm pretty sure you get the idea. So with this, it's going to assume automatically that it worked, that um, it was able to log in, but we're just trying to figure out the right username and not the whole login. I'll show it to you right now. Right here. So this is how we found the login Elliot is used, and it says password admin, but this is just a value that we wrote in case in the password parameter. So here, now that we know Elliot, we're going to do the exact same thing, but this time use the list in the admin section, in the password section, and the value for username will be Elliot. So pass, oops. I'm going to change capital L to lowercase l, write Elliot here, and the pass is changed from lowercase p to capital P because we're using a list over here. Same thing here, just remove this for clarity, login, and this time we're going to change this value over here because we're not looking for invalid username anymore, and we are going to look for Elliot, and let's put admin here to see what we get. The password you entered for the username Elliot is incorrect. Now sometimes when you put something huge, for example this whole thing, we're going to use this as an example, what happens now is it's just going to throw, let's see, I'll show it to you. It's going to throw a bunch of errors or false positives right over here. Shows a bunch of false positives, mainly because when it's searching for this value, it could show in multiple, when it's searching for a request that does not show this value, then it could show in multiple areas within the page. So that's why it comes like this. But if we do just take this over here, this would be good enough. Even something like the password you entered is a good example. And we'll let this run, and it should give us the password right here. Now I want to note that you might not be getting this password because, and it might take a very long time for you to get it, is because that this is actually at, let's see, it's at the very end, as you can see from the scroll bar. It's at the very end. But what I did with this word list to make it easier is I moved it to the top so it's going to show up a bit quicker for me, just to let you know. But let's go into the website now and see if this works. Okay, so now that we're in, a common way that WordPress to get a reverse shell is to go into the website areas and see the themes and whatever, and to edit one of these to get a reverse shell, right? A PHP reverse shell. So first of all, let's create a reverse shell. Let's just use netcat VNP, and I'll just use 9001 for this one. You go online and you write reverse shell. Let's write PHP. Pentest Monkey has some pretty good ones. So taking this, and we're going to edit one of these. We want to use something which is less commonly used. I'm just going to go with a 401 and let's see, 1513. That's fine. We'll just we can do anyone we want. We can do archives as well. Moving all of this, let's go back here. Let's copy this and let's put this in here. Now the thing to change within this is the port, which we put 9001, and the IP that we wanted to reach back to, which is us. Great, now we can just update the file. Great, it's updated. Now I gotta find this. Now we have to know where this archive.php is exactly. Well, let's see if there's any clues or anything that we can use to editor, themes detail. Okay, so there's different ways of finding this, but one way would be to use WP scan because it would obviously show that this this theme exists. That would be one. But I'm just playing around right now to see where it could be. Right here. Just go over here, write this. And we can go archive.php. Hopefully this is it. Nope. Let's take a look over here. I might pause the video, but for now you can watch me struggle a bit, because why not? I'll put the time stamps in the description. So usually it shows over here where it is, but I'll just put this here. What's it called? There we go. I don't know if blob is included or not, but let's see. WP content. Okay, so it's probably this. Okay, yeah, it worked. So where I found it was right over here. My bad. And this pretty much gives us an idea. Basically ran that code. And the reason why I Google searched it was because probably had a GitHub page and it showed exactly where archive.php was with this theme. and WP content it shows, and WP content holds most of the plugins, I believe. The plugins, yeah, the plugins and the themes, yeah. So from here, let's try to get a stable shell. I'm gonna go to Hacktrix. Just copy this command. From here, just gonna copy this one as well, all the way up to here. First we do Control Z, Control Z, paste this in here, double enter, and then from here you gotta change STY. This. From here, let's just go STY/A to get the value of our terminal rows and columns. So from here we change this to 46, columns to 236. Terminal type, is that what you're asking me for? Reset. This is an error that I have not encountered, but let's see here. Let's just write this value. I think I know how to fix this. If this doesn't work, then we'll just redo the shell. I don't think it's that important to do all of this. Okay, yeah, let's redo the shell. Oh, okay. It's already here. So if this is not working, I can just do export term equal x term. This should work. Yeah, okay. So we're good now. And from here, we'll see where we can find the key. This is the other key. And we can take a look at the second password over here. This seems to be like some type of password. Cat. Right now we're in the context of the web server, but we should change to robot, and we can do that with this over here. From here, we're going to analyze the hash, what it is. I'm going to use hashcat because that's the main thing I use. Let me just, got to keep things organized. So we're going to just paste this in here, society, go into here. Actually, before we do that, I'm going to change this file to hold the hash that I want to crack. So usually hashcat, it does, it automatically checks which type of hash it is. But if not, if it doesn't check it out, then we have other ways to do that as well. Just open terminal from here. Hashcat.exe. From here, we're going to use the hash file, and then from here, we're just going to put the society one, and it should work. So it's in auto detect mode. So it has multiple options over here to check. It gave us the following ones, which it could be. Um, so it is MD5 hash, but I'm going to let you know how we're going to check that out if we don't know. If you go over here, we can just take the hash value, and we have two types of things that we can use to check it. So the first one is going to be hash ID, and I believe you write the hash right next to it, and it'll give you an idea of some of them. The next one we're going to use is hash identifier, and over here if you write the hash, it will give you the possible hashes over here, least possible ones, MD5 being there. And the last one we can just use hash identifier for the spelling, sorry about that. Just use something online, type this in here, analyze MD5 or MD4, so we'll just go with what is most probable, and that is MD5. Let's put this full screen over here. 0 for the mode that we want. And exhausted. Was it able to find it? Let's check it out again. Prior, it did all of it and it did not find it. So if this is not working, we can use John the Ripper. John, but actually I'm very curious why this is not working. Do we save this maybe? Did we not save it? Okay, we got the hash target. Is the hash correctly copied in? Let's check it out. I'm gonna close all this. Robot 3B at the end. C3, yes. Try this actually. Cracked. Okay, so this one worked, and it gave us the whole alphabet. That's pretty much it. So from here, since we do have a full TTY, we can easily just do sudo robot, and we'll write down the password in here. So I'm not sure why that other list did not work, but obviously Rock used the main one everyone loves and uses. So I was like, why not just try that as well? And obviously it had that value and it worked. Over here it just said exhausted, while the status over here says it's cracked. So that's it for this. Obviously good to note down every password that you find. But yeah, moving on to this, we can do who am I, and we'll see now that we are a robot. A common thing to do now is in my notes, obviously not in this one, but let's see, local privilege escalation, Linux. A common thing that we are going to check for is the type of permissions, right? And this is a very common way to become root. So when we use this command, we're going to find all the programs with the SUID bit on it. And if we run it, we will see a unique nmap listing, and we can find the way to get to root just using the fuck out bins. nmap SUID. If the binary is allowed to run as super first let's check out if we can actually run it as super or not. Okay, and I should have saved the password somewhere, but alright, this is it right over here. User robot may not run sudo on Linux. Wait. Okay then. We do have the SUID bit set anyway, so as you can see here, if the binary has the set UID bit set, it does not drop the elevated privileges and may be used to abuse the access state or maintain privilege as if it is used to run omit the P argument on the system like Debian that allows the default SSH shell to run. This example creates a local SUID copy of the binary and runs it. Interacts with the existing SUID, skips most. So it's basically saying run the sh command to maintain it. The payload appears inside the regular nmap output. File to write. Environment, blah. The interactive mode available on version. Let's check to execute shell commands. Yeah, okay, we could use this since it's obviously going to run as root. So from here, let's use nmap. We don't need this. We got to put the full path in. .8.1, and this could work, so we just got to do this. And interactive, and I believe we just do sh. Nope. Alright, then do this, and who am I? And now we are root. So yeah, that's the end for this. I'm just going to take all the keys and put it in. Thanks for watching. This was my first video, so I took it a bit easier. Got to get comfortable with talking, and yeah, that's pretty much it.